He never fired a gun. He never led an army. But his words killed more people than most soldiers ever could. His name was Joseph Goebbels, the man who turned lies into a weapon and propaganda into a battlefield. In a world without internet or television, Goebbels understood something others didn't. That whoever controls information controls the mind. When he met Adolf Hitler in 1926, he saw not just a leader, but a vessel for his own ambition. And Hitler saw in Goebbels the perfect storyteller. Born in 1897, Goebbels was small, frail, and bitter about it. He carried that bitterness like a weapon. Rejected by women, mocked for his limp, he turned inward, into books, into rage, into words. When he discovered Hitler's movement, it gave him purpose and power. He once wrote in his diary, "I have found my destiny. My life belongs to the Führer." Goebbels became Minister of Propaganda in 1933, the same year Hitler rose to absolute power. From that moment, every newspaper, every radio, every movie belonged to him. He shaped what people thought, what they feared, what they believed. And he did it all with one idea: repeat a lie often enough, and it becomes the truth. Goebbels called radio the eighth great power. He flooded the airwaves with Hitler's speeches, patriotic music, and anti-Semitic hatred. He wanted every German home to feel connected to the Führer, even in silence. Propaganda wasn't just information anymore. It was emotion. It was belonging. It was poison disguised as pride. Movies became his masterpieces. He ordered directors to make films that glorified German soldiers and demonized Jews. One of the most infamous, The Eternal Jew, wasn't just a film, it was a weapon. Every frame crafted to make hatred look righteous, and millions believed it. Goebbels didn't just spread hate, he refined it. He understood emotion better than truth. He said, "Propaganda is not about convincing the few who think, but moving the masses who feel." And that's exactly what he did. He made Germany feel superior, feel betrayed, feel justified, and that feeling led to war. When the war began in 1939, Goebbels became Hitler's voice to the world. Even as cities burned, he spoke of glory. Even as soldiers died, he promised victory. Reality was irrelevant. What mattered was belief. And belief was his empire. By 1943, when the tide turned against Germany, Goebbels unleashed his most desperate illusion. Total war? He shouted to crowds. "Do you want total war?" And the crowd screamed back, "Yes." Even as bombs fell on their homes, they believed him. Because by then, truth had no power, only emotion did. But even propaganda can't silence defeat. As the Allies closed in on Berlin, Goebbels' empire of lies crumbled. The radio that once roared with his speeches now only hissed static. The posters faded, the crowds vanished, and the truth came back with a vengeance. In April 1945, Goebbels followed Hitler to his final refuge, a bunker beneath Berlin. He knew the war was lost. He knew the dream had died. But he couldn't live without the illusion. So he made one last decision, the darkest of all. He poisoned his 6 children. Then, alongside his wife, he ended his own life. He once said, "A lie told once remains a lie. A lie told 1,000 times becomes the truth." But history proved him wrong, because in the end, every lie burns away. And only the truth survives. Joseph Goebbels never held a gun. But his weapon, his voice, helped fuel the deadliest war in human history. A reminder that sometimes, the most dangerous villains don't fight on battlefields. They fight in minds. This was Joseph Goebbels, the master of lies. Subscribe for more untold stories in villains of World War II.